And with that being said, we want to say good evening, everyone. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to SinglyGay podcast. Hi, Judies. How y'all doing?
What up, Judies? How y'all doing?
Yes, your hostess is with the mostest is here. You know me, Mr. Aquarius Kelly, myself, and
Siobhan and the mother building. I had to catch myself.
Yeah, because we ain't trying to get YouTube,
I'm like Steve Harvey. I'm a work in progress with my cuss words.
For his fashions, because we not even gonna get into that. Also, we would like to introduce our special Judiee for tonight, this evening, Mr. Yannick Noir. How you doing?
Hi.
First time.
Definitely not his first time. If y'all ever want to see him on previous episodes, go back to season 3.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Season 3. The first episode.
I was about to say that too.
The first episode of season 3. Go back and look at him and see him again. That topic was real good. I don't want to get into what it was about, but it was great. It was funny. We get to learn a lot more about him and who he is, just as well as we're gonna get to learn a lot more about him now. In this segment. So go ahead, Mr. Yannick, introduce yourself to the Judies.
Yannick here, and I've been friends with Kelly for about maybe 4 or 5 years now.
Something like that.
Yeah. And when we first met, I think you're like, who the hell is this crazy person? And now this is my second time on your podcast, so I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Yes. All that good stuff. So as much as we know that you're not from the US of A, would you like to tell the people where you are originally from?
I'm originally from Cameroon, West Africa, and I've been here for about maybe 11, 12 years now. So, and in Cameroon, we speak English and French, but English is my first language. I learned French in school. I never paid attention, so I don't know how to speak French.
Not you never paid attention to school.
But it's funny because he carries that French accent.
Yeah.
And it's like you would think he'd be easily able to just speak French with no problem.
Well, he said he speaks perfect English. I still don't even speak perfect English.
So, here's the thing. The English in Cameroon the words are similar to the English in Europe or England.
Okay.
But the terms that we use is the same. But here I was like, it's all different.
Oh yeah, terms is everything. Anything can mean anything now.
Correct.
Nouns and verbs, adjectives.
Like people could take a word and change the whole meaning for a whole. I've learned that the English word has just really been able to.
I think the United States is the only country that speaks different or spells different. Everybody else is the same thing.
I mean, from like all right to I.
We will spell a word and and don't give it to the black culture. The black culture will change the name spelling.
Changing all of that. Talking about something that ain't in the dictionary like it is. Let me go get the dictionary for you and show you what word is that. But as far as that, as far as your occupation, like what do you do in over here in the States and all that good stuff? Like what do you do with your field?
Oh, so that I've been in the human service field for about 10 years now. So I work with a non-profit organization that takes care of people with developmental disabilities. We get a contract from the state of Massachusetts, then we manage their day-to-day life, medication, health insurance, everything. Like my day-to-day life, somebody else is managing it for me, for example. Yeah, so that's how it works. So now I started as a residential counselor, which is like direct care. You work with them at the houses, and after 10 years now, I'm one of the residential directors. So I have about 5 different locations that I supervise.
Mm-hmm. So is it like the I wouldn't say clinics, but it's literally like, because I know people you can take home and really set them up in like facility style. So is it like different locations as far as like homes with the people that are in them, or is it like the clinic setup? Like,
oh no, it's like homes. We make it to feel homey as much as possible. It's like regular house. If you drive by, you can never know it's a group home. Yeah,
Gotcha.
so yeah, it's you walk in there, it's a regular home. They have their bedrooms, they have their kitchen, they have their living room. It's just like any regular home. And some
So
of them,
instead of like dorm life.
no, it's like you're living with roommates in a big house.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So that
okay.
mean like because everybody would have their own room.
Right.
You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? Because they're
But
on
you-
they're on a schedule, so their schedules for like their appointments, their meds, and things like that. But they
Correct.
also it's like a shared space, so they share the
Correct.
living room, the kitchen, oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And some of them live in an apartment complex where you can never know it's a group home. They live in an apartment complex.
Right. So usually, like people that do live in those type of facilities or get into those type of facilities, like how do it happen? Like, is it like somebody has to? What's the word I'm looking for? Like somebody has to refer them there for them to be in the program, or like who sends them there? Like, is it like their PCP or?
Yes. So for somebody to be in a group home, they leave the state institution like the state school and then go to a group home. Like the town of Braintree, if you have a developmentally disabled kid, they take care of the kid, I think, till maybe 21 for you. Yeah. Then social security and everything. So if a family has a disabled kid from, they'll take care of the kid from when the child is born until the end of their life. So
Wow.
they pay you social security, you have different benefits, and then the state will take over. The state will refer maybe a different group home for you to go to, or so all the agencies, they go in for a contract, they submit their proposal to the state. Is called DDS, Department of Developmental Services. So they submit their contract, and whoever wins the contract can receive somebody if they have an opening. Yeah, because it's difficult. Some people have been in a group home for about 50 years.
Wow.
50 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Yep.
It's a very long time. Like, so for say like, because you have family members due to depending on, like I said, their illnesses and things like that. So for say if their family are not willing to like help take care of them, is that just something like where that be arranged for them to be there in those type of group homes?
Yeah, it's not like they are not willing to. It's more of they are not able to. They don't have the necessary equipment that will help them take care of their family member who might have a multitude of issues. Maybe they fight a lot, or they can't move their hands or their legs, so you have to feed them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the state, even when you're not in a group home, the state will work with you until they find you a home where you can go to. There are homes that are for age 21 and below, and there are homes that are for people who are 21 and above. So yeah, so we have different ages, and I think my oldest I've ever worked with is maybe 95, 96-year-old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
so who's the youngest?
The youngest I've worked with is, I think, 21, because I'm dealing with adults.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with adults at 21.
But that's still young between that age bracket. That I would have thought like a 20, not even in the 20, like somebody in their 30s. I would think that would be the youngest dealing with.
Well, yeah. Well, for me, I would say I would have thought the youngest would have been like 40.
So the thing is,
because he said the oldest person was like what 95.
Yeah, 95, 96. Yeah.
So I figured at least the youngest would be like 40 something.
No,
like,
but the thing is, they don't live in the same house. So
Gotcha.
they will put you in a home with people who you're similar, or maybe have similar medical issues, or similar social behaviors, or similar age. You
Gotcha.
might see a female and a male living in the same house. They are similar in age. They have similar behavior pattern, where you have one person taking care of them. You know, okay, this person behaves this way is the same way this person behaves. Than to have somebody who is very quiet and somebody who is hyper. That cannot mix. So they put them. They look at the age. They maybe they have the same medical issues, or they have maybe their houses are all female. The houses are all male. So all those things come into play when they are placing somebody.
That makes sense.
And we have people who they are here in Massachusetts, but their family live in maybe Florida or Atlanta or North Carolina. their kids are here
That's
better.
far a long way because if their family want to visit, like, do is it like they have
I
a
was
schedule?
gonna ask, do they come and visit?
Yeah.
How often?
Well, the people who are close by, they visit more often. But the ones that are very far away, they talk through video, maybe Zoom or Skype. Maybe this maybe once or twice a month. It's just like if you live in Massachusetts, your family live in Chicago. How many times do you visit them? It's the same thing, yeah. But you talk to them almost once or twice a week.
I wish I could say I talked to somebody twice. Like, whoa.
What you do, friend? Me.
And work, yes.
We
That's
talk to each
about-
other twice a week. Girl.
Well, just about every day. So I would say what's that, 7 and 7? We talk to each other 14 days. You gotta add 2 and 2 because you got.
Got the math. Got it. Yeah.
Y'all know.
I got the math.
Math be mathing. Yeah. I didn't do it. I just want y'all to know I didn't do it. It wasn't me. That's what Shaggy said. It wasn't me.
He did say that.
It wasn't me.
Oh. Shoulders.
It wasn't me.
That's the shoulders.
Well, no, I found out that that's dope that you do that because I mean, I know some folks like in your field, but you don't hear like too many people talk about, working in different housing facilities and stuff like that. People that's normally in that type of field, you would hear things that they do like as far as like from a clinical standpoint. Like I'm running to a clinic to do this because I'm seeing like maybe 2 or 3 patients, that time for that window of time that I'm at work, and then I probably go from that clinical facility to this another facility across the way. So you don't really hear that much about like different group homes and housing programs and what's set up and stuff like that. So like as far as like them eating and things, like is that all like within through their schedule of how they eat? Like do food get delivered to them? Is that already like in a refrigerator or like who's ever watching the home? Do y'all cook whatever their meals are? Can they cook themselves?
So there are definitely homes that like I have 5 programs that I supervise, and one of them, they are very, very independent. If you have a conversation with them, you can never know they live in a group home or they have people watching them 24/7. Yeah, so they cook themselves. They have a job. They go out like any regular person. But the thing is, they don't have the skills for them to live on their own without supervision. Yeah, so like for the program, sometimes they cook themselves, sometimes the staff cook. And there are houses where it's very medical, where everybody's in a wheelchair. You have to do everything for them. So that's how different it is. And in a program like that, you toilet them, you cook for them, you change their clothes, you do everything for them. Yeah, so there are definitely houses where you cook and do laundry and do stuff, and every houses that you just have to make sure they don't get in trouble. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Okay, I'm here for it. I get it. Yeah.
And it's not just for people who are developmentally disabled, but there are people who have accidents and they can't live on their own, and then they get taken to a group home. Like that kind of group home is called ABI, acquired brain injury, where you have an accident, maybe you paralyzed on your left side or your right side, or you can't walk anymore, and you can't live on your own.
Oh, wow.
Maybe your family is not equipped enough to take care of you, so they'll put you in a group home where we have people with similar injuries. Like everybody there is acquired brain injury. I have somebody who forgets everything. You can have a conversation with them, the next day you're like, I think I remember you, but I'm not sure where I met you from. Yeah.
No.
Now, apart from that, she is very. You see her on the street, you can never know. You see her in the street, you can never know she lives in a group home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting to be able to, and that goes into that conversation. You never knowing who's in your circle. You're not knowing what people's life story is in their circle. You know what I'm saying? And what they go through. So that's interesting.
That's very interesting. And with that, this is an intermission, so we're going to take a break. And we'll be back. So with that being said, you're working in a facility, you're doing great things, you're operating different five facilities, the homes, the group homes, which is amazing because, like I said, just a lot of folks you don't hear too much about it or what they do, the ins and outs, and type of people that are in those type of homes, which is, really amazing and good to know that it is functional people in there, not just people with certain disabilities and things like that. They can't cook, they can't clean on their own, they may not have the expansion of being on their own, but just having the support and just being there, which is good. But also, it just scrolls right in, as Fred was talking about, with the circle of people and the folks that are around you. So the topic tonight is that, circles do change because they do. Circles do evolve, enhance, or, some of your circles can be stagnant,
shattered,
doesn't make sense,
dysfunctional,
that part, non-existent. But that's just the couple of
fake
of mine.
We was throwing out words, so I was thinking, circles, sorry.
Judiee, we just said that they do change.
Listen,
that's all we said, And for people that's watching, because I know you're probably like, what circles do change? Like, what are y'all talking about? So I mean, like, as in circles of like your village, your support system and stuff like that. Because I think the things is when we attach ourselves to people, we're just like, oh, we're gonna be friends and this is gonna be us forever and and in certain friendships it works like that. But you do have other situations where maybe somebody's lifespan in your circle is for about 10 to 15 years, maybe 5, maybe 3 years, and then
maybe a week.
maybe a couple of days. You never know.
Maybe 2 hours.
But I mean, it all makes sense because you never know where your circle and how long people are going to be in.
That's very true.
Because not like we were speaking before, not everybody is going to support you in your life decisions. So sometimes that can alter your friendship, your circle, and that foundation of people that have always been around you. It never always stays the same.
So do you think people end up in their circles by chance or by choice?
I think it's both.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you pick people. Sometimes you pick people, or you choose the people who are supposed to be who you want to be in your circle, and sometimes you just meet people along the way. Like I never even thought of meeting you if I had not come to DC for, I think it was a Pride, right?
No,
maybe New York or DC, one of those places. I think it was New
York.
Well,
no, it was in DC.
I think it was DC Black Pride.
Yeah. It was in DC. It was on the rooftop of this bar, restaurant, club place. I love a rooftop. And I mean, probably for me because I wasn't supposed to be there. So probably if I wouldn't have showed up, I don't think we would have.
Exactly. And our first encounter, like I said, you're like, who is this crazy person? Our first encounter was like so different. I'm like, I never saw us doing this or being friends for that long. Our first encounter was horrible.
I mean,
for you, I was like a stalker. For you,
for you, I was a stalker.
That was like years ago.
That's not what we gonna give to the people. But however, what I will say is the shorter version. Let's just say when I first met Yannick, I did not like him or care for him. And
correct. That's very correct.
Well, that's two people in the room that you did not like and care
I
for.
Sure did not.
There's 2 people in the room that you did not like.
And they're here.
And they are here, honey.
And they are the people that I love the most.
Girl, that's what it takes.
That's all it takes. Who knew a good conversation and a shot of some liquor will get you some friends?
So
I see why the Golden Girls always ate cheesecake, but me and my Golden Girls, we like a little liquid courage.
Just a little.
Just a little. Just a little. But yeah.
No, but I agree the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's by choice and by chance. A lot of my friendships have developed by chance, and a lot of them were by choice. But the ones, it is funny because the ones that I chose didn't last as long as the ones that were by chance.
So what you saying that the thing is, so you chose them, right? They just didn't choose you. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Be
think
careful with that, folks.
That was a gem.
yeah, that's
Oh,
and I think most of my relationships are by chance because I think my family is maybe the chosen, because even if you don't have a good relationship with your family, you don't get in touch with them. So I choose to be like my family to be in the circle that I'm creating. But outside my family, I think it's mostly by chance. Because like my boss at work, she's my very good friend. We met, I think this is the second time we're working together. Yeah, we met. She hired me when she gave me my first managerial job, and we became friends that day. She walked up to me and like, we are going to be best friends. Yeah. And we've been friends ever since. I think since 2019. We've been friends ever since. She lives 5 minutes away from me. She helped me move. She's been around since then. And most of my friends that I meet here are just by chance. We like the same things, or we meet in a place, and we just from there it blossoms. I don't even know how we became friends. I'm like, oh shoot, we've been friends for this long. So, and I don't think I've ever had the chance or the opportunity to pursue a friendship or choose somebody, but most of them is by chance. We just run in the same circle, became friends, and I met you through segment. So,
well, I mean, on top of that, when I see certain circles, I dodge them too, cause child, I don't.
Yeah.
See, my thing is I dodge certain circles as well, and then there are certain circles that I'm like, okay, I want to be tapped into that. You know what I'm saying? But that's you. You're different from me. You know what I'm saying? You are very picky on who you
look. Let me tell y'all.
You don't let everybody.
Let me tell you why I'm picky, right? When you have been scorned from a certain girls that you, like you say, you gravitated to because y'all probably had some similarities, certain things, stuff like that. As you get older, those things change. However, mine started from family. So, what they say, blood is thicker than water. You always supposed to love your family and yada, yada, yada. For anyone that's family oriented, I am not here to disrespect any of y'all. But my words to family orientation, they ain't shit. Because let me tell you, my family is real huge. I pick and choose with certain family members that I want to deal with and I want to talk to, and I pick and choose which ones I do not. However, I think that the experiences that I had with family gave me more of an insight of how to pick certain people to be in my space. And the reason of that being is because I think that everybody has a background, everybody been through some things. I'm just a girl that's been to jail, don't want to go back unless you give me a legitimate reason. But that's just not what I want to do. So, and then on top of that, I feel like everyone has to be selective, because when you're getting to know particular people and you start to see what they really, really do, and if I see that you're doing more things that I don't do, oh yeah, no, I'm not.
Right. We're not.
And we're not even doing that. So when you see me, it's like, hey, see you.
I think at some point you choose to be. I think at some point you choose to be friends with somebody, because even if you guys meet by chance and maybe 3-4 months later you're like, this person is not what I thought he is or he was going to be, and you still choose to be in a friendship than to say, I don't have time for this. Yeah,
it could be like that too, because I've been in certain situations like that. Like things we good, I'm like, oh, no. And then something to shift, and I'm like, that was wrong.
See, the thing is with me, I felt myself in circles where I latch on to I have a way of making my circle seem like it's big, but it's not really big. You know what I'm saying? I can make people feel like they know me or that they're in my circle because I'm an open book. I don't really hide much. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
you've never done that to me.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Somebody sounds obsessed.
I'll make sure you get some personal time, okay? I'll make you feel special, sweetie. 'Cause I love a chocolate. Anybody knows I love chocolate.
Do that with me.
I'm sorry.
Look, let me not interrupt if I need to step
No,
out.
I don't. I don't go out enough to be in a lot of circles.
I mean that because the thing is with people you like I use me as an example. Like my friends think that oh, Kelly, you have the personality, you bubbly, everybody loves you, so you know everybody. I could know everybody does not mean I like everybody. So like my circle is this small. Y'all see that? I don't know if y'all see that. My circle, y'all type that is. My circle is that small. So I have circles outside of that circle, but that don't mean they my close friends. The circle that's like this. Hold on, I gotta make it extra tight. The circle that's this. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So it's as tight as that thing is, that's my circle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That's it.
I mean, my thing is my circle. There's my core circle. There's like there's elements of circles.
Correct.
Let me also say that when you grow and begin to develop and understand your circles, there's elements of circles that you have. And there's your core element, and then there's that outer ring element, and then there's that outer ring element. You know what I'm saying? And that core element, those are the girls that really know you. Those are the ones that are gonna know what's really going on in your life. On that, you know what I'm saying? That on that real, those are the ones that you can call on and say, I need $1. Just $1.
I mean, but you also gotta keep it as far as those core circles, like you do have your dynamic circles, which is you gotta think of your personal life circles, and you got your work life circles.
Yeah.
That's why you keep them groups separate, because the ones I hang with, we kick it with at work, that's us. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go out with them, right? So like the ones it's like my personal life, we be spending night at each other's house, we hang out, we go out, we get drunk, we talk like these my road dogs, like yeah. But
do you have any friends in high school that you're still like really, really close and tight with right now?
Yes, I'm close with all my girls' friends from high school. Recently, I'm not gonna cry about it, but recently one of my really good girlfriends passed away last month. She passed away from COVID after celebrating her birthday in December. So we didn't think that, like, she had just moved and everything, but we didn't think that she was gonna get that sick and stuff. But so, yeah, but like all my girlfriends, I hold them near and dear to me because they all was entered into my life when we were kids, we was in high school, we was younger, and there was a support system for me, especially when it came to my sexuality and how I felt about certain things. And like my family, the great thing is my family still don't know nothing about this. But like that was the time I was dealing with wanting to kill myself. So my girlfriends is what kept me the motivation and just telling me, put my energy in dance, put my energy in cheer. Like I mean something to the world and to the people. So it's I love them girls. They are more sisters to me than just like my other sisters and some of my actual sisters, because I'm still building relationships with them. So.
I mean, for me, my high school friends, a lot of them I don't have attachment with except for one. And I don't even look at her. We became brother and sister, like literally before I even lost my mom. We were like brother and sister. And when I lost my mom, that really solidified our friendship. Now, I have some other high school friends where I could probably keep key with, and we would be able to still be on that. I can still call them friends, but are they like my good Judiee to know where my life is right now? No, she would be the only one that'd be. Like, I only have one high school friend.
So if something was happening, she would be the one
To know.
and you reach out to.
And mind you, if anything did happen to me, she'd be probably the main source to know exactly everything that would happen to me.
It's time already.
Right, it's getting good, right?
Good, right? Yes. Segue into taking a break. Is we back?
And we back, and we back, and we back, back.
You're not giving a chest.
Chest bump.
No. So with learning about your core circles and your dynamic of circles of personal and work life circles, and your core circles with your close booty hole friend circles, and then the circles outside of those circles, because it's different levels to those things. I gotta fix my wig. No,
I'm waiting for what wig.
See, it's always the closest ones that's a hater, your friends. See this bitch. See this bitch. Anyway, y'all know how we kick this thing off. Mr. Yannick Noir, do you like to play games?
I do.
Oh, it was the way he said
it. was very seductive, like,
I do. Y'all at the club,
y'all. So with that being said, y'all know how we kick this thing off, because we about to play what? Tea, hot chocolate, say tea, and hot chocolate, say tea, and hot chocolate, say tea, and hot chocolate, hot chocolate 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 tea, and hot chocolate. So yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Well, right,
I saw the swing out.
I was doing my workout, Billy Blank style, which I already know how we do this thing. So for the people that don't know how tea and hot chocolate goes, we're gonna ask Mr. Yannick Noir some questions. It's gonna be any questions, like anything that you ask from wherever, pretty much. So if it's tea, if it's true, then it's tea, right? Yeah. But if it's not true and it's false and it's looking like a good old Milky Way, it's hot chocolate. So all Mr. Yannick Noir will have to do is just say tea or hot chocolate, and then just kind of go from there. If he wants to elaborate on the funny part of the question, then he could. But y'all get it. Oh my god.
Are you sorry?
You can start first, Frank, because I'm gonna sit.
What's gonna be asked? Let's see. What's in here?
I don't know, child. That's your hand right now. I want to grab two. Grab two.
Oh, I grabbed three. Damn. Okay. Tea or hot chocolate? Nicki Minaj is considered to be in Cardi B's circle.
Wait. What do you mean by Cardi B's circle? Like friend circle or?
Yeah, friend circle.
Yeah, they ain't friends.
No, that hot chocolate, they ain't friends. No. She don't know her.
We don't know her. Alright, gang. I love you too, Dickie. But yeah, y'all need to make up this time. Y'all got kids at this point.
See, I had to make it funny somewhere.
Let me see. I hope I grab another funny one. Sade, this one's small too. I always get the small ones, child.
Cool. That looks like you're right.
Yep. I write better than this, thank you.
Well, it wasn't me, girl. I didn't write that. Anyways.
Tea or hot chocolate? Vivica Fox and 50 Cent is getting back together.
Hot chocolate, no.
Hot chocolate, because she said she would not go back.
She said they was cool.
Right, she said they were cool
she
on the real.
Cool.
Let me pull up the footage. It was the real. She said she would not get back with 50.
She knows she
that was not her ministry, no her
if you get back with 50, girl, I
Bro, that's not the ministry of oral calling, bro. It's not the ministry of oral calling. This is an interesting one.
Okay, that's
I like this one. You see how big it is?
You gotta put it in the
Well, it's not like it's blocking me.
Can they see the writing?
No, they can't see the writing because I gotta go closer. Dang. Let me turn this way.
Okay, you have to read the question.
Oh, Fred, I can't stand you. Tea or hot chocolate? Oh, wait. Okay, I kind of messed up.
What is it?
I'm sorry.
Get it together.
All right. Tea or hot chocolate? You can mix your work friends with your personal friends for like birthday celebrations.
For birthday celebration?
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't my question. They talking to you.
See, yeah, I think so. I think I trust my work friends and my outside work friends enough to mix them together, but not for too long. Maybe 2 hours or something.
Remember, you got friends from the hood. Gotta think about
just
that.
for a birthday party. That's it. Nothing else.
Pookie and Peanut and them be coming over. Just saying.
How you sipping? You supposed to be asking the question, sweetie.
That's me answering. I sip.
Right.
Oh.
That's not asking a question. You said you answered.
A bitty bitty bamba. A bitty bamba. A bitty.
You know, I didn't know they did it. Never mind. We'll go into that later. Go ahead. Come on. Ask the question. Push the guy.
Are you okay? Are you okay? Should I be concerned? Should I be concerned?
Tea or hot chocolate? Should I eat my
And the gag, yeah. Well, go ahead. Ask.
Okay. I gotta wipe my brow off, y'all. Tea or hot chocolate? The government is worse than Joanne the scammer.
I want to see what you're gonna say.
Wait. Say one more.
He got to repeat it.
Tea or hot chocolate? The government is worse than Joanne the scammer.
Maybe. I think maybe tea.
Not maybe. It's burning hot tea.
You want to explain?
You want to explain?
No.
Have you heard of Joanne the scammer? Do you know what Joanne the scammer does?
Joanne the scammer from Nigeria?
No.
No, I'm just.
You about to take your black card.
Yannick, I don't know what you got.
I'm not from here.
You don't know Joanne the scammer.
I'm not from here. I'm not from here.
You're not from here?
No.
That's what we doing.
I'm not from here. It always works. I'm not from here.
But what's the answer though?
I already gave you my answer.
What is
said
it?
It was tea. It was maybe tea. That was the answer.
Not maybe. You should have just said tea. They kind of wanted the same anyway.
Friend, this is the last question and I can't read it. Can you read it?
I can't read that.
Can you read it?
It said ROSE me. Please. Don't mind me, y'all. This is juice.
Oh my God, I can't with you tonight. Friend. I can't read this. Let me get another one.
Why can't you read it?
I think it said something about black people. Wait, do it say something? No. Sorry. I lied.
Now I want to know, what is it?
I lied.
You can edit it out.
He said you can edit it out.
Close the segment out.
You gotta answer your one last question, child.
I can't deal with y'all. Yo, I can't deal
Child,
with
see
y'all.
a hot chocolate, right?
Oh, wait, not again.
No. No. No, that's what we're not gonna do. Okay. That's what we're not gonna do. You get me? Tea or hot chocolate? What does you can have it? Who has? I'm trying to find the word, y'all. The word is here. It's not even thing. I don't want to be like thing, but whose tagline is "You can have it your way."
Oh.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? You can have it your way.
Don't they all have that tagline?
Mm-mm.
Only one of them?
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Girl.
The Golden Girl, which one?
Oh, then it's the King. It's the King.
It's the king.
It was the King.
It was the king.
It was the King.
I answered it wrong, but it was the king. I mean, I answered the question wrong.
Can you read the other question, the one that you guys want to read? I want to hear.
That wasn't me. That wasn't my question. I read it. Because we about to get through this. I'm done. You done? No.
Do you know what his was? Because I'm not reading my question. I'm not reading that.
Anywho, with that, we're gonna, thank you, Judiee, for watching. Because child, we not dealing with her not reading question. We want to give a special shout out and thank you to our special Judiee, Mr. Yannick Noir, for coming and having a great conversation with us tonight. This was so amazing. This was so great. So Mr. Yannick Noir, do you have any social media platforms you want to drop? A website that people can go to find you? Whatever.
All my social media is private.
Oh,
okay.
I'm just
Look, I'm like, okay. I wasn't about to ask nothing.
I was just gonna shade the rest of the way because that was harsh.
It would have came out watching the video, but they would have got it when they read the bio.
That's a snap.
Wow.
Well, they can find me on Facebook, Yannick Noir, Noir, and Instagram at AKEMZ23. At AKEMZ23.
Yes, y'all got that. 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 Y'all got that.
It's moving.
No. But like I said, we want to thank you, Judiee, for tuning in. And also, if you are someone that has never seen this podcast before or ever been on this podcast,
listened,
all of
streamed,
that stuff, anything, we always welcome new Judiee. So please come in and just be a Judiee with us. We love all our Judies. This is a family over here. This is a family. We uplift one another in the same breath. We cuss each other out. But that's just what family do. That's just what we do. So also for all our YouTubers out there, please make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell every time we load up, just so you know when we dropping a new episode. Because if you don't hit the bell, you won't know we dropping the episode. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all gotta keep up.
You gotta keep up. You don't want to miss none of this.
Yeah, not all of this.
We had too much fun.
All of it. I saw all of it. Oh, I'm sorry.
If you can't kiki with your Judies,
then who can you kiki with?
child, we love y'all and have a good night. And Judy, thank you.
Good
again
night.
for tuning in. And also, we want to thank Mr. Yannick Noir for coming on, slatting through.
Thank you.
Yes, this has been amazing, and we love you guys and have a good night.
And we out.
Bye.